Hello everyone, welcome to Stories of Life. In today's story, we'll discover why hard work and persistence are the keys to achieving our dreams. As we listen, we'll also pick up some new words and learn how to use them in sentences. It's a great way to practice English while enjoying a good story, so make sure to stay with us till the end. In a busy town, it was a typical morning with villagers going about their usual activities. Some were trading goods, others heading to the fields, and a few prepared to open their small shops. Among them, there sat a young man under a tree, seemingly lost in his own world. This was Theo, a boy known for his laziness and poverty. He had everything one would expect from a healthy, strong young man, tall and fit. But something within him had stolen his drive. Theo refused to work, yet dreamed constantly of one day becoming rich. He never put in the effort but hoped fortune would fall into his lap. Even his meals came from the kindness of the villagers who often pitied him. One morning, a wealthy merchant from the village began distributing fresh milk to the needy villagers, handing out a pot of milk as a gesture of gratitude for the bountiful year. Theo, hearing the news, did not miss the opportunity and quickly joined the queue. Soon, he had a pot of fresh milk in hand, which looked delicious. Overjoyed, he hurried home to prepare it. After setting up the stove and using the firewood already available at home, he boiled the milk. Thanks to his father, who had left for work earlier, everything was ready in their small kitchen, including 2 pieces of bread on the table. After a while, the sound of bubbling water indicated the milk was ready. Theo poured some milk, enjoyed it with the bread for breakfast, and set aside the rest next to his bed. But after finishing his meal, instead of helping his father in the fields, he decided to lie down in his room. He began daydreaming. If he became rich somehow, all his problems would vanish. His thoughts turned to the pot of milk beside him. He imagined the milk would harden by the next morning and turn into cheese. Then I'll sell it at the market and make money, he thought. With that money, I'll buy a hen. The hen will lay eggs, and those eggs will hatch into chicks. I will raise those chicks until they grow up. Eventually, these chickens will lay hundreds of eggs, and soon I'll own a poultry farm. Theo's imagination flowed like a river. Then I'll sell all the chickens and buy a few cows. I'll open a dairy farm, and everyone in town will buy milk from me. I'll become very rich, and soon I'll buy jewelry. Even the king will buy all the jewelry from me. I'll become even wealthier, and then I'll marry a beautiful girl from a rich family. Soon after, we'll have a handsome son. And if he turns out to be lazy, I will teach him a lesson and hit him with a stick. How could he be lazy when his father is someone who became rich starting from just a pot of milk? Theo's fantasy went too far. While daydreaming about punishing a lazy person, he grabbed a stick and swung it as if hitting someone. Accidentally, he hit the pot of milk beside him, spilling it. Only then did he snap out of his daydream. He stood still for a moment, processing his disappointment. He cleaned up the spilled milk and resumed his daydreaming. The next morning, he decided to take a walk in the village, hoping that someone kind-hearted would be giving out charity again. Nothing had changed. His life remained poor and miserable. Friends, often we have unrealistic hopes of achieving great things in life, yet we do nothing and just sit idle, a truly shameful reality. What if, from now on, we planted a rule in our minds? Our actions must match our aspirations. If we want to succeed, the key is hard work. If we want to be accomplished, the key is discipline. If we want God's help, the key is prayer. So even if we are lazy, we can still succeed by changing our habits. Let's learn some new words from the story. Aspirations, strong hopes or ambitions to achieve something. Example, she has big aspirations to become a doctor. Distribute, to give something to people. Example, the teacher distributed the homework to all the students. Bountiful, large in amount. Example, the garden had a bountiful harvest this year. Imagination, the ability to form ideas or pictures in your mind. Example, children often have very active imaginations. Poverty, the state of being extremely poor. Example, many people live in poverty despite working hard. Miserable, very unhappy or uncomfortable. Example, he felt miserable after losing his favorite toy, accidentally without intending to, by mistake. Example, she accidentally dropped the glass on the floor. Fantasy, an idea or dream that is not real. Example, he had a fantasy of flying like a superhero. Persistent, continuing to do something despite challenges. Example, she was persistent in solving the puzzle until she got it right. Generosity, the quality of being kind and giving. Example, her generosity was evident when she donated food to the shelter. Today, we learned new words and sentences through this story. Remember, learning English can be fun when you practice regularly. So keep listening, learning, and growing. Make sure to like, comment, and share how this story helped you improve your English. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story where we'll continue learning together.